Okay, I wanted to do this. I just couldn't help myself, okay? You remember this? Sheldon R. Songstead. Remember Monty Graff made a phone call to this person? Okay, remember Rev Michelle? You remember this particular senator? Most of you do, right? And so, I was over here and I noticed this. More fear porn, of course. You know, we've been having controversy with Iran for years, right? Okay, and this right here, he's saying we should drop bombs, okay, on Iran. Right here, we're going to play just a little bit of this, not the whole thing, because this is off this same news article. This article right here, here's the news report that goes with it, right? There's the news report. Let's listen to this a minute. And I want you to notice this. Sheldon. Now, it's got a different last name, but why is it Sheldon? Sheldon. How many Sheldons do we have? I don't know. I just had to point that out. That's what caught my attention. You know, because we have all these Sheldons. So anyhow, let me go ahead and play this a little bit.
About President Obama, outside of political, I'm not asking this as a political question, or the fact that you supported candidates who opposed him. What is your feeling about Obama speaking to Iran right now and having diplomatic relations with Iran, picking up the phone to President Rouhani, while Iran still has yet to repudiate the genocidal statements of his predecessor, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad? Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has yet to repudiate his own genocidal statements about Israel. As recently as this March, he said he would wipe Haifa and Tel Aviv off the map. Last November, he said that Israel is a scab and must be removed. What are your feelings about the United States, just as an American, as a prominent American, speaking to Iran while those threats still exist?
The worst negotiating tactic I could ever imagine my entire life.
Why is that?
Because you can't get anything. He's not saying to them, roll back your entire program and show that you're willing to be peaceful. So roll.
Whoa. Hold on. Stop. Put on the brakes. We're talking about another country. Roll back your program and show you're willing to be peaceful. We want peace. Really? You mean the United States, the country that's attacking all the countries in the Middle East, the country that's responsible for genocide, the country that's responsible for starting and instigating the wars, has the audacity to sit and say how some other country don't want peace. What a joke.
Put all back if that's what they're going to do. We'll roll back the sanctions. So what is it, a game of chicken? Who's gonna blink first? It's very simple. It's the same thing with the Palestinians. 65 years, they haven't taken 1 millimeter step toward the Israelis to accommodate the needs of the Israelis, but more importantly, to show they truly want peace. And if they truly want peace,
I wasn't applauding. Yeah, they really want peace, even though the United States don't want peace. But of course, we all know it's a stage show, right? Because that's all this is a big stage show.
if they truly want peace, it's very simple to say to all their henchmen, lay off the terrorism for 5 years.
Lay off the terrorism for 5 years. That would be a good idea if the United States would just practice that.
He'll come to the Jews and say, for 5 or 10 years, there'll be no terrorism, there'll be no violence, or no incitement against. We'll throw out the books to teach the 3-year-old children that Jews are descended from swine and apes, and that we're not going to teach anymore with their curriculum to kill the Jews, that the Jews are very bad people. So if you really want peace, it's very simple to send a message to your opposition.
Yes, if you really want peace, it's very simple to send a message to the United States government. Get off your knees and stop worshiping bankers and corporations. Okay, this is all a stage show. And this so-called Senator, Sheldon Adelson or Alderson, okay, Sheldon again, another Sheldon, more fear porn, more fear porn, more fear porn. Yeah.
Just be peaceful.
Just be peaceful. Well, why don't you try to practice what you're preaching?
open up all the things and say, oh, we'll give you this if you give us something.
Well, yeah, just practice what you're preaching. Oh, you couldn't do that now, could you?
I think it's the worst negotiating ploy tactic anybody can imagine.
Right, so you would support negotiations with Iran currently so long as they first seized all enrichment of uranium?
No. What do you mean support negotiation? What are we going to negotiate about? What I would say is, listen, you see that desert out there? I want to show you something. You pick up your cell phone, even at traveling rates. You pick up your cell phone, and what are they called?
Roaming charge.
Roaming charges. You pick up your cell phone and you call somewhere in Nebraska and you say, okay, let it go. So there's an atomic weapon goes over ballistic missiles in the middle of the desert that doesn't hurt a soul. Maybe a couple of rattlesnakes and scorpions or whatever. And then you say, see, the next one is in the middle of the desert.
And you say, see, we dropped a nuke in the middle of the desert, and the radiation fallout blew in the wind and still killed millions of people. He left that part out, didn't he? Yeah, he just sort of left that part out, didn't he?
So we mean business. You want to be wiped out? Go ahead and take a tough position and continue with your nuclear development. You want to be peaceful?
And there we are. And then, of course, he left out the fact that we and Russia financed Iran's nuclear program to begin with. Oh, that's right. He left that part out too, didn't he? I mean, he's just playing selective speech in the stage show that's going on in front of you as we have more fear porn. Okay? And as he promotes dropping nukes. Well, you know, I hope the bombs do fall all over the United States' head. So we have more fear porn. That's what that really is. Look how long this controversy over Iran in the United States has been going on. Look at all the bickering in the media, the bickering supposedly between the governments. Okay? And listen to what was being said right there. I just found it funny that I seen the same last name or the same name, Sheldon. This guy has a different last name, but the exact same name, Sheldon. And I remember the Sheldon Armstead, or whatever you call him, from Monograph, Rev. Michelle Hopkins. And then I'm seeing that same name again, but a different, you know, it's not the same person, but I'm seeing Sheldon again, isn't I? And then I'm seeing the BS over Iran. Because that's what it is, it's BS. It's fear porn. It's a stage. It's an act. It's a Hollywood script. It's a show. None of it's real. Earlier in that same video, the same guy talked about he used to be a Republican or something, or Democrat, whichever one it was. I started smirking because he's pretending to be one and not the other, and he used to be the other, and they're one and the same. Democrats and Republicans are one and the same. They answer to the same criminals. They're all for the same agenda. Democrats and Republicans, it's a stage show. It's like Hulk Hogan versus Randy Macho Man Savage. It's a stage show. You know, the bad guy, the good guy. It's a stage show, an act. A Hollywood script right in your face. That's all it is. And that's all this is. This is more fear porn, fear tactics. To keep you scared. To keep you docile. That's what this is about. And then to keep you thinking that we have two sides. To keep you thinking all the lies, 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 all the lies. Because that's all we get anymore is lies, lies, then more lies, then lies to cover up lies, and more lies to cover up more lies, and more lies to cover up more lies, more lies to cover up more lies. That's right. That's all we get. Everywhere we look, one person after another, lying, 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 lying. Nobody's willing to be honest anymore. Everybody wants to lie, 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 lie. Nobody wants to be lied to, but they all want to do the lying. Sick. Disgusting. Makes me absolutely sick to my stomach to look around and see how people treat each other. And to see all the filthy lies. And to see how people think lying is perfectly normal. But yet nobody wants to be lied to. And that's what really makes me laugh. How you all think lying's normal and lying's all acceptable until it comes to somebody lying to you. Then none of you want to be lied to. You just all think you can lie and nobody will be lied to. It just shows that you have no common sense. You don't use your brains. Matter of fact, I think your brains are still in the package that came in brand new. It's never been taken out of the package, let alone hooked up. And that's even if you have them. Maybe when I said getting lines for brains, you thought they said trains and caught a train on out of there. Who knows? But just the same, when it comes right down to reality, the real truth of this is a stage show. This is another fear porn tactics. More fear porn tactics, more stage show, more lies. That's all this is. Every last bit of this is nothing but lies. Fear porn and lies. Fear porn and lies. Fear porn and lies. Fear porn and lies. I know I keep saying it, don't I? Why not? Because that's all we see. Nobody's willing to be honest anymore. That's right. What few honest people are left are outnumbered by 20 times over by the liars. But when you want to talk about bombs falling, dropping a bomb, maybe we should drop it all over the United States' head. Yeah. I think the United States would deserve it. I live here too, in the United States. But see, the difference between the most of you and me is I'm not afraid to die. I could care less. And why do I say that? I say that because of what I see around me. What kind of world are we living in? I sure don't want to live on a planet like this. The children that grow up in this world, lives are destroyed. Right from the word get-go, their lives are destroyed. They're being brought up to think that lying and crucifying others is a good thing to do, a cool thing to do, when it's not. Okay? They're being taught propaganda. All they're ever going to know in their whole life is the propaganda, the lies that's been fed to them. They're going to grow up docile and full of lies and not know what truth is if it slapped them in the face. You know, it's just disgustingly sick. And then, on top of all that, we have to have people that are even more mentally sick. That run around trolling other people. And lying, 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 because that's all they know how to do is lie. That's right. And make trouble for others and laugh. It makes things, it makes them big. And there's all kinds of people doing it. And they all think it's cool because there's other people just like them that are just as sick as they are. Actual good people almost don't exist anymore. No lie. Good people are almost extinct. People who care about what's right. People who care about other people. And people only want what's right for everybody. And don't think about them selfish selves. That actually thinks about everybody, and people are rare anymore. It's like people with common sense. Common sense isn't common no more. Because the majority of society don't possess it. They don't even know what it is. They haven't the first clue of what it is. And then they get mad when they're caught all the time in their lies and their lies and their lies, and they're mad at being caught in their lies, but just because they had no common sense to begin with. Anyhow, I guess I've said about what I'm going to say. But the truth of the matter is, this entire report I showed you is more fear porn, more propaganda. And the only reason I did it is I got a kick out of how we have the same name again, Sheldon. Two different guys, of course, you know. So the name ain't fully the same, but we still have Sheldon, don't we? And the last Sheldon that Monty interviewed, the Reverend Shell run with, was fear porn. Now this Sheldon is fear porn. What a joke.